How did this happen? I, Erica, daughter of Duke Aurelia, froze the moment I saw myself in the mirror. Deep honey gold hair fell in soft, elegant curls. Skin as pale as milk and rosy cheeks. Though it was the youthful face of an 8-year-old, a set of prideful eyebrows loomed over the arrogant-looking emerald eyes. Is that me? No way. It can't be. This is. I began to feel a sense of incompatibility with the color of my hair, my skin, and my eyes. Report this ad. Above all, this characteristically vertical role. This is the villainous lady of the romance fantasy girl Gamliber Monstrorum fandom beasts and the winter princess Tilda Erica Aurelia !1. I was seized by a sensation which made my feet wobbly and I had to lean against the mirror to stabilize myself. One by one, the memories of my past life gushed forth like a spring, and I felt sick. Does this mean I've awakened to memories of a past life or something? I think that is absurd, but just now, the recollection about my life as Erica said that this is the world of Liber Monstrorum fandom beasts and the winter princess Tilda. And that is why I have nothing but bad feelings no matter how good my face has become. More importantly, it is that villainous lady, Erica Aurelia. From what I remember, Erica not only berated and bullied the heroine after her enrollment in the Magic Academy, but she also died very early on in the game. Her death was the first of many in a trail of bizarre murders. If I were to simply grow up and live my life as normal, I will die a pitiful death, which would then kickstart the serial murders that heightened the drama between the heroine and her chosen love interest. That's the one thing I want to avoid. I refuse to just get killed out of nowhere. Not again. Again? And the memory I didn't want to remember rushed into my head. It seems to be the memory of my final moments in the previous life. Light reflected in the corner of my eye. The next instant, I felt a burning heat in my flank and when I reached out my hand there, it came back soaked bright red with blood. I escaped to ask someone for help, but I was stabbed many times as I shouted. I see, so I died back then. My murderer had been a colleague from work, though we never really talked that much. Suddenly, on my way back from work, he stabbed me many times while saying you betrayed me, but I couldn't think of any reason for his utterance. The only contact with him I could remember was lending him a spare umbrella on a rainy day, but what was his problem? Or was it that? There was a similar incident during high school. I belonged to the Earth Science Club, and everyone in the club, which consisted of boys except for me, came to believe I had fallen for them, and in the end it was misunderstood that I had a physical relationship with everyone, and that rumor was circulated around the school. What had followed was hell on earth. I was too timid, and I couldn't clear up the misunderstanding. One of the club members who took the rumors seriously struck me from behind at night. By the time I left the hospital, the Earth Science Club had been effectively shut down and I had the worst nicknames, such as Club Crusher, Black Widow, or just plain Slut apostrophe. Hahaha. It was painful. In subsequent years, both in college and during my jobs, the same thing happened again and again on a smaller scale. I failed at trying to maintain my human relations as safely as possible. Eventually, I got to the point where I simply refused to interact with anyone outside of work. During that period, I got addicted to something. It was video games. No matter how harsh the characters were, fiction couldn't leave the screen to harm me. How wonderful. That being the case, my past life memories were little more than disastrous real-life experiences buried by game playthroughs. My life experience was a bit one-sided. The more I follow up the thread of my memories, the more I realize that I haven't done a single worthwhile thing in my actual life. So, I had never detested Erica. Strong-willed. Haughty. Assertive. She was a girl who seemed to embody the strengths I admired in the past life. Apart from her malicious tendency to harass people, she was close to my ideal. Such a strong, straightforward girl wouldn't cause ill-natured men to misunderstand her, to stalk her, and then to stab her. Maybe an ordinary human being would also be able to overcome it, but that is a trivial thing. That's it. I just have to change this dark romance fantasy girl game into a laid-back slice of life. But, is that really possible? At the very least, I would have to escape my mysterious deaths. Only then I can live far more freely than in my past life. Not bad. Surely the clues to my survival can be found somewhere in the memories of my past life. Why did Erica Aurelia have to die? That is because she trampled over the lives of the other characters. As long as I avoid that, I might be able to find a way out of my fatal predicament. The dark past of each capture targets. Those were death flags that Erica raised for herself. In that case, I just have to put my all into breaking down he flags. But before that, there is one thing I have to confirm. These memories can also be my delusion. It is possible that they aren't memories carried over from reincarnation but simply a sign that I am going crazy. The young Erica was just playing with her 20-year-old older brother. She got sleepy while reading an easy-to-read book with a lot of pictures from her older brother's collection. She fell asleep on a chaise lounge and then she came in front of the mirror with her messy hair again. In order to judge whether my memory is a delusion or not, I have to make sure whether something that I know has happened or not. Are you okay, Erica? The voice belonged to my older brother who came close to me, worried about me, who was leaning against the mirror. Just in time. You're not looking too good. My brother's name is Edward Aurelia. He is the first child of the Duke Aurelia and one of the heroine's capture targets. His hair has the same blonde hue as Erica's, but his eyes are very kind and sweet. Anya-sama, thank you for your concern. I just got a little tired for a moment. I see. You were just reading a variety of books until a while ago, after all. Here, have something sweet. Edward Anya-sama reached into a small box on the table, picked out a little parcel and peeled off the wrapper. Here, open your mouth. When I opened my mouth, the chocolate grain was thrown in. My brother has always doted on me. Is it tasty? It is. Yeah. You're such a good girl, Erica. He stroked my hair with a gentle hand. With a brother like this, can anyone really blame me for growing up a little pampered? Well then, I need to get the information I want from my gentle older brother. Anya-sama. What is it, Erica? Do you want another chocolate? I'll get fat if I eat so much before supper. I feel bad for making my older brother's smile dim a little. But, I have to ask him about the incident at the beginning of this game. May I ask you about things of the northern, the ice and snow-covered Lucane Rant territory? What are you talking about? About what happened in the north last year, you mean the tragedy of Lucane Rant Ducal House, huh? Edward Anya-sama looked sad as he said it. That, when Erica gets a little older. I will tell you in detail at that time. For now I want you to excuse me. I understand, Anya-sama. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm sorry for being fussy, Erica. It would have been better if I could have a confirmation that there was a tragedy in the north called the Werewolf Massacre incident. However, I wasn't expecting the 20-year-old older brother to explain such a gruesome story to his 8-year-old sister in more details. Then, I will return to my room. With this, it is confirmed that this world I liber monstrorum. The world I now lived in is one. On the north of Ichthys, one continent where we live, there is a country called Lucane Rant. It is a tough country in winter, so it is also called Lucane Rant, the country of ice and snow. I know about the tragedy that happened in Lucane Rant from the memories of my previous life. One of the people in the Lucane Rant ducal family had gone mad and killed all of his family members. It is rumored that he wasn't mad, instead he was a werewolf, and that whispered rumor somehow seems very plausible. Actually, there was one person who survived this werewolf massacre incident. That person is the heroine of this game, Chloe Lucane Rant. After this incident, Chloe was hidden by a wealthy merchant's family and used the pseudonym Chloe Closina. Report this ad. Report this ad. She would enter the Linda's Magic Academy in the autumn when she becomes 14 years old, 7 years after the incident, and later, would be involved once again in a bizarre incident. I am quite sure there were 7 capture targets. And each hero had an individual scenario. It was the type of game where scenarios were released one after the other once you cleared the initial scenario. I was still in the middle of playing this game and had only cleared up 2 scenarios. I had just started the 3rd scenario in the commuter train in my last day. Yeah, I have not completed the game. I was stabbed 3 days after the release date. Ha ha ha, it is painful, isn't it? Apart from that. First of all, I have to summarize the memory of my past life and my current life. I should spread out a large map and confirm the geography of this world. This continent is roughly composed of 4 regions. Lucainrant in the north, Hafan in the east, Aurelia in the west and Ignitia in the south. These are all old country names and the royalty of these old countries dominate these areas. The northern Lucainrant is an extremely old country where its people had to migrate north just to make their own country, and they produce many brutal swordsmen who are strong and healthy. The eastern Hafan is the second oldest country made by an ethnic group who visited this continent. It is located deep in the forest and they produce versatile mages. The southern Ignitia is a country of dragon knights who can ride on dragons. At the time when they came to the southern region, the one who dominated Ichthys was a country called Cascadia. Ignitia destroyed Cascadia by the mighty strength of the dragon knights and conquered the southern part of this continent. They are proud conquerors. The western Aurelia is the country of alchemists made by the Visitors clan who were the last to come to this continent. It is still impossible to turn lead into gold, but since we found enormous gold veins, it is the wealthiest region. The current Duke of Aurelia is my father. My mother died when I was 3 years old. Since then, my father is still single without remarrying. I don't remember my mother that well. I can only remember her gentle singing voice and the touch of a gentle fingertip on my cheek. Is it because I was an unfeeling child or is it because it is hard to establish memory before reaching the age of 3 years old? Erica-sama Tilda, where are you, Tilda? I heard the voice of the maid who was searching for me. I was caught up in the sentimentality about my mother, but now not so much. An event that would probably trigger my death flag can start anytime soon. Right now I want detailed information about Aurelia and Hafan. I would like to reinforce the knowledge I acquired while living as Erica Aurelia. Especially, because... Oh, found you. Don't trouble your maid too much, Erica. I was found by my older brother. By the way, this is my older brother's study room. It is not impossible for him to find me here. Anyai-sama, I wasn't hiding or running away. Before triggering my death flags, I have to collect information and be prepared. Death flag? Oops, my mouth slipped. Ah, no, never mind. Well then, let's go. Everyone is waiting for you. I didn't think that I would meet that person the next day after remembering the memories of my previous life. I have just barely passed the safe line. I would have committed an irreparable mistake if I was late by another day in remembering my past life. Today is the day when the Eastern Hafan family would visit the Western Aurelia family. Among them, there is the capture target of the starting scenario of Liber Monstrorum Klaus Hafan. The Klaus who I know, that is, the Klaus who was one of the game's capture targets, had these traits. At the age of 16, he was a versatile mage. A dignified sharp face. A cruel character. He was a boy with dark eyes filled with regrets that couldn't be wiped out and was a human being who looked resigned all the time. Although he was supposed to have blue eyes and black hair in the setting, in the CG his eyes were drawn with a color as close to black as possible. Why did he become such a person? That was because he thought Anne Hafan, his sister, was killed due to his fault. But, the one who actually caused Anne Hafan to get killed, was me. To be precise, it was me who brought Anne to a place where the danger of death was hanging in plain sight. It was the young villainous Lady Erica Aurelia, who was the cause of Klaus' sister's death. This part will become the cause of my death 6 years later. Every owl used to deliver letters were killed. The land where the Magic Academy was located had become a solitary island. And then, with her whole body turned into gold, the corpse of Erica Aurelia was discovered. This was the beginning of the first scenario, the Golden Madness murder case. If I have to spoil it, Anne went into the ancient ruins of Aurelia and was possessed by an evil spirit. The evil spirit of the ancient ruins was a legendary alchemist. He, who was the only one who had succeeded in creating the Philosopher's Stone, had been killed by his compatriots who were trying to get the secret of its creation. The evil spirit possessed by revenge, nostalgia, Love and hatred caused continuous deaths by the curse of Midas II at the academy. Anne, who had been assimilated with the evil spirit for 6 years, aimed first for me who had gotten her killed and killed me. Yes, I can understand that feeling very much. So, today I will meet that pair of brother and sister, Klaus and Anne. I don't feel bad, but I don't know what might happen and I am afraid of dying. What if when I meet Klaus and Anne, I wake up as a villain? Like the original Erica, I might become a villainous lady who pushed a person into a trap. I can't stop trembling when I think about everything that can go wrong. Erica, are you okay? Are you cold? You seem to be trembling. My gentle older brother carefully put his hand on my forehead. Thank you very much, brother. He continues to treasure his younger sister who has awakened the memory of her past life without change. I'm okay, Onyai-sama. I will be seeing some of Hufan's people for the first time, so I am a bit nervous. You can rest assured, Erica. Eastern people are gentle and kind. Oh yeah, the son of Duke Hufan is older than you by 2 years, while his daughter is a year younger than you. Yes, I have heard from Atu-sama. Klaus-sama and Anne-sama, right? It will be good if you can become friends. Yes. I had calmed down when I was talking to my older brother. I will do my best. It was yesterday when I awakened the memories of my previous life, so the countermeasures haven't been prepared properly. Still, it isn't good to be crushed by the tension from the very beginning. Ah, that's right. I will give this to you. Because a spell for courage was put on the stone, even the shy Erica surely can be friendly to your new friends. As he said that, my older brother hung a necklace with a stone which had a hint of blue light around my neck. Ch1. This is a star crystal. The star crystal is a mineral which is Aurelia's special product. It has another name which was Star of the Navigator. It is a crystal of a special mineral that emits light as its surroundings get darker in response to weak magical powers. When you put a piece of star crystal in the size of the tip of a fingernail into a glass tube and use it as a lamp, it emits the same brightness as a candle. In this spring palace, such star crystal lamps have been installed everywhere. However, I have never seen star crystals that are large in size and aren't put into a container like this necklace. Onyai-sama, this is a secret from father, okay? This is the result of the research of my friend from the Magic Academy into the ruins of Visitor. I thought that it would be a good gift for Erica. I had the stone cut and tailored it into a necklace. Star crystals of this size, it shouldn't exist anywhere in this world except in that ruins. Ruins of Visitor. The moment I heard those words, I stiffened. Onyai-sama, thank you very much. But Atu-sama said that the ruins are dangerous, right? That's why, keep this a secret from father. Ruins of Visitor is the place where Anne would lose her life and it is the place where the evil spirit is sleeping. The reason why Anne snuck into the ruins of Visitor in the Gamliber Monstro room was the star crystals. To Anne who wanted this beautiful jewel, the young lady Erica mentioned the dangerous ruins. Erica's line in the game played in my head with her character's voice. This is an important stone from Onyai-sama. If you want it, you can find it yourself. This is my true death flag. I almost threw the necklace out of the window just now, but I couldn't do such a thing to the present from my older brother and his friend. If possible, I would like to avoid wearing it too noticeably when I meet the Hufan family. I spoke with my older brother carefully and smartly so that no suspicious behaviors appear. Onyai-sama, I'm very happy, but it's too obvious. Atu-sama will be there with us after all. As expected, that's not good. Then, how about hiding it under my dress? I see, that's all right. I will steadily strike down the death flags. At the drawing room of Spring Palace, we had a meeting with the Duke of Hufan. The agenda of this visit seems to be the conversation about the development of the silver ore veins at the boundary between Aurelia territory and Hufan territory and the surrounding forest resources. My father, Duke of Aurelia, is in his 40s. His brushed back golden hair has some white hairs mixed within. He has a short beard on his jaw. His looks and personality are similar to Edward Onyai-sama. He is very sweet to his family, but he was also a proud person with many meritorious deeds. My older brother and I who had dressed up lined up next to him. Report this ad. Then, Duke Hafan and his wife along with their 2 children appeared before us. The Duke of Hafan is younger than my father. Although he is already in his 30s, he has a beautiful and youthful style with black hair and gray eyes with a sharp impression. He is wearing the magician's formal wear, which consists of loose pale gray robe. At first glance it looks plain and simple, but it is a very beautiful clothing with fine silver embroidery. The Duchess is a bit young. She is a woman who seems energetic and refreshing. She is wearing a light blue dress with little decorations, her black hair is in an updo, and she has deep azure eyes. She is an adult woman who can be said to be a combination of elegant beauty with mellow cuteness. Then, there are Klaus the first child and Anne the second child. Klaus is wearing a black extravagant clothing with silver embroidery, while Anne is wearing a neat white dress with silver embroidery. Both of them are similar to their father in terms of facial expressions, while their hair and eyes are similar in color to their mother. Their straight black hair looks silky and their intense blue eyes are impressive. Klaus especially stands out with the transformation from his dark impression in the game to a bright, childlike facial expression he is wearing right now. He looks like a healthy boy who has never been hurt and has plenty of confidence. I wish he can grow up into a refreshing, healthy young man as he is right now. After the greetings and introductions, Duke Hafan and my father talked about the subject of today's agenda. The Duchess of Hafan decided to take a look around inside the Spring Palace, accompanied by my older brother. Then I, Erica Aurelia, along with the Hafan siblings, were told to play in the palace's extensive garden. During this season, Spring Palace, just like its name, becomes a flower-filled palace. And the most beautiful place in the palace, not garden, an ornamental flower garden one, is a large garden with hundreds of flowers consisting of 3 gardens of roses. Well, from now on I will show you around the garden. Oi, woman. I don't feel like getting along with you, absolutely not. Does this person have a personality like this? I mean, why is a 10-years-old boy calling a girl who is younger than him by 2 years with the term woman? No, that is right. Klaus Hafan was not only ruthless and gloomy, but he was also a duous man. I forgot about that because of his refreshing boyish looks. In the first place, I didn't even want to come here. I don't understand why my father has to come here to the newcomers of the West. Even if you tell me such a thing. In the Spring Palace of Aurelia, there are many transfer gates installed. In addition to that, it is perfect for observing the surrounding mines and forest. That is how it is. In the first place, Aurelia's visitors clan arrived on this continent about 600 years ago, so it is troubling to be called a newcomer. HMPH, I have no interest in such a place. Flowers are crap. Anyai-sama, please don't say something childish like that. That is rude to Erica-sama. While I was thinking for a matter of seconds about how to counter that in a friendly way, help came while I was silent. An is a year younger than me. That was such a rude thing to say to Erica-sama, who will guide us through the garden of Spring Palace, which is an honor. Ah, I don't want to be with you, Anne. If I'm together with women I will become weak. Well, I guess he is this kind of person, yeah. As expected, opposite sex should be limited to 2D. However, it is slightly surprising that he took this kind of attitude towards his sister. Even though he was a terrible siscon in the game. That's alright. Then, Klaus-sama, please do whatever you like. I will show Anne-sama the garden. I will do that. Klaus left us and went into the palace quickly. Even so, I wonder what he is going to do in other people's palace alone. Well, whatever. I should entertain Anne right now. Today's mission is to maintain her safety, not to take care of Klaus' mood. I absolutely wouldn't even get close to Aurelia's most dangerous place, ruins of Visitor. I apologize, Erica-sama. My older brother has done something very rude. I don't mind it. Thank you for your consideration, Anne-sama. I should be the one thanking you, Erica-sama. Even though she is younger than Klaus, Anne is prim and polite. Her favorable rating within me rose steadily. Also, one of my concerns were solved. As a result of meeting Klaus and Anne, Erica Aurelia, the villainous lady who was sleeping within me, Was awakened. Nothing like that happened, I am still me. I was looking forward to this very much. I heard it from the rumors. This large garden is so wide that you can't see everything even if you exhaust yourself. Oh my, is this your first time seeing a garden? Yes. There are no people in the East who have low-cut trees like this. So it is very unusual. Ah, those flowers are. Although Anne is only 7 years old, she is very intelligent. Even so, she seems to have a lively, childlike sensitivity. After we went to the area of Knot Garden that consisted only of evergreen trees, we headed towards the ornamental garden in which a wide variety of flowers were in full bloom. Each one seemed unusual to her. These are dwarf lavenders. It is an improved form of the original, so their petals are larger. Their pale purple colors are very beautiful. Ah, what is that single white flower? It is one of our original rose species. If you like it, I will tell the gardener to pick several of them for you, is it alright? Yes. Please add your favorite flowers as much as you like. It isn't bothersome to listen to the little girl's request. I believe that being nice is the basic manner to become intimate with children. Is it really alright? Yes, and Sama is my precious guest. I kept smiling at her. Anne's face turned red, thank you very much. Unlike her brother, she is very honest and cute. Well, Klaus was not honest because that was his selling point, so it can't be helped. Because there was a demand for that in the world of my previous life. And, in my mind, I remembered the world where Anne had died. That kind of thing absolutely should not happen. I don't want such a child to die. Of course, there is also her cuteness. I sincerely feel bad that she would be cursed and killed by an evil spirit. crossed by werewolves and vampires, a world of phantom beasts.